we gonna have a good time and keep you in the know. Let all your trouble go. In the know, in the know, in the know. In the know, in the know, in the know. In the know, in the know, in the know.
Things. Hey y'all, we live for real this time. Cause listen, those of you who watched last week or watched the replay, I don't know why the orientation was the way it was. So my apologies. So we did a test. Everything should be right. You shouldn't be looking at the show this way, but we're gonna be going live shortly. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now. After January, I won't be going live. Okay, so got some special ways that you'll be able to watch the replays besides watching it on Facebook. Super excited, but just letting you know the lives are coming to an end. Okay, but today we have a special guest. Oh, hi. This might be a little bit of an emotional kind of show, but oh my God, I'm so excited. Those of you who have seen the promo, you know who this queen in so many ways is. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm not gonna spoil the surprise. Yes. All right.
Do I rip these headphones?
You will. Yeah. So we got about 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put them on now because I think at about 1 minute. Can you hear the music? You hear it okay? All right. And then you'll hear yourself whenever the song comes to an end.
I've never been on a talk show. So.
Okay. It's going to be good.
Okay.
I'll cue you. All the segues. It's fun.
Okay.
You'll probably be like, dang, I wish all of our pageant interviews were like this because it's not, really stressful or anything like that. All right. I put on lashes for the queen today, y'all.
Amen.
I try to put a little something. She got this beat face, honey, but it's what we do. It's what we do.
I'll hear you in the headphones.
You will
too, right?
when the music comes off. Which is getting ready. You're what?
I'm nervous.
No, you're not. Hey. Well, happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are tuning in to the In the Know radio show with your girl, Michellita Taylor, on this mild, chilly, a little bit damp Saturday here in Jacksonville, Florida. Man, there's so many extreme weather conditions that are happening all over the country. So we must make sure that we are channeling gratefulness wherever we are. Even though it is 46 degrees, we are grateful that we can bundle up and go about our day with our family or friends. Or if you're just cozied up on the couch watching a movie, hey, for that we can be grateful. But today I have an incredible show for you. I'm so honored to have this guest because we have over 10 years worth of history together on our journeys, a special journey that I'm going to talk about today. But in the studio today, she's not my natural baby, but she's like a baby to me because I met her when she was 6 years old. And we'll talk about our relationship, how it formed back then. But with 15 years of dance experience, Tera Gates is classically trained in dance and in various styles of dance, including ballet, jazz, tap, modern, lyrical, contemporary, West African, and ballroom. Her passion for the art form extends to her role as a dedicated teacher who inspires children ages 2 to 13 with her love for movement and expression. In addition to imparting technical skills and fostering creativity among her students at an early age, she emphasizes building confidence through artistic engagement. Beyond teaching dance, Akira founded HDHL, an organization designed to engage younger generations in community service while promoting self-love and empowerment. Her interests also include writing poetry, baking, singing, wait a minute, I don't think I knew that, and participating actively in school activities such as being part of Tiger Sensation within Andrew Jackson Band, along with serving on AJHS Royal Court. Through these diverse pursuits, she consistently seeks opportunities not only to enhance herself, but uplift those around her by finding meaningful ways to serve her community. And the thing that was not included in this, which clearly this was drafted prior to an event that her and I both were participants in, she is the reigning Miss Black Florida Talented Teen USA 2025, and she got a birthday tomorrow. She's gonna be 18. Clap it up for my girl. I'm so proud of you, Miss Tera Gates.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and good morning to everybody.
Good morning, wherever you are. It is the afternoon now, so you can tell this baby had a long morning, okay? Because she still thinks it's morning, but yeah, it is just at 1 o'clock already. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I was tired this morning, and I actually ended up waking up late, but it was a smooth morning.
Yeah. Do you have like a morning routine that you follow? And granted, it is the weekend, so that may change a little bit, but do you have like some things that you do routinely?
Yeah, just a little bit. I naturally wake up and go take a shower and get my mind right. And I don't know, the water is calming, it's soothing, but I try not to stay in there too long. Okay. I wash my face to come out of the shower reborn in some type of way. Brush my teeth, the natural things, and then I'll get dressed and get ready for the day and say, okay, let's look at my phone, my to-do list that I usually have, and say, okay, what we have to do today. Okay, so you're a to-do lister also. Yes. Now, do you create the to-do list like on a daily basis, a weekly basis, monthly? How does that look? It kind of varies because something new pops up like every day, and it's like one of those things where you have to say, oh, can you do it or can you not do it? And then if you can, it's put on the to-do list with the checklist and everything. Okay. So yeah, it's one of the time slots things. It makes a lot of sense, guys. She's 17. Okay, the girl is 17 years old. We're gonna get into all the things that she does as a 17-year-old. I was active at 17, but you definitely got me beat, okay? So I am impressed. I'm sure a lot of adults out there are super impressed as well with your organization, just your maturity to be able to know that in the morning, I need to look at my to-do list to see what tasks need to be done. So kudos to you for that. But listen, this is a busy season for you. You are a senior in high school. You have, 5 months left? May? 4 or 5 months. Yeah. How are you feeling? Honestly, ready. I'm excited to get our half schedules, and I think the next week afterwards. And I'm proud of myself for only having 2 credits to have to graduate. Go girl! For these last few weeks, and I'm like, okay, yes, just have to be in English 4, math, Yes. Do you have a favorite subject? It actually used to be math, but now that I'm in my band class, it's actually band. Oh. Probably because of the family that I've created with the people I've started band with. Yeah. And we kind of make it very fun in the class as well as in practice. Yeah. And there are ups and downs into it, but we're a family. We're gonna have that. So. Now, what do you do in the band? I am a dancer. I'm a dancer of 4 years. My last year dancing. Yeah, she can dance, y'all. I mean, I read the bio. You see all the different, inspirations that she has, and she definitely brings all those different aspects together and during her performances. So you're in the band. You are a senior. Do you work also? Yes. So and she got a job, y'all. Yeah, I was promoted at the top of last year, I believe. To being a lead, or you could say supervisor of a concession stand for the Jaguars under Miss Trinessa for her organization Transforming Youth Incorporated. Yeah. And then I also teach dance at my studio that I've been dancing at since I was in 5th grade. Wow. 5th grade, yeah. Wow.
What is it that helps you to stay so driven to continue with all of these different titles and tasks that you do?
I think definitely having the passion for it. Like for dance and being a dance teacher, honestly, now I know what my mom felt like because she was my dance teacher, and now I know how she felt. Like the kids drive you, but also your passion for dance and wanting to teach them those foundations, fundamentals, and aspects of it.
Yeah.
And then with the other side to that, with me working in concessions, I was a cashier. That's how I started out, and me being able to see people smile every day, which also brought me back into why I started my organization, and just me seeing uplifting and having those conversations, meeting new people. It's really fun.
Now we're in a new year. We're only 11 days in, and this number 11 is pretty special. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about, we have quite a few things we're going to talk about today, because with it still being the new year, I don't know if you guys are still saying Happy New Year. I am. I stopped saying Happy New Year at around the 15th of January. That's just my personal thing. Some people say it all the way to the 31st, but hey, we're still saying Happy New Year, and we're still making sure that our minds are focused, our goals are being set, our affirmations, our mantras, things that we need to kind of channel in order to accomplish the goals that we have for the year. Because again, as we see, it's January 11th. So time is not waiting for anyone. So being able to have those things kind of anchored in our minds will help us to be able to have a very fruitful and a productive year. But Akira and I, again, we journeyed on the Miss Black Florida pageant last November. And, you know, out of all of these girls throughout the state of Florida, we both were able to bring the crowns home to Duval County. Okay, so your girls, we represented the city well. But Akira and I, our relationship started when she was 6 years old. Like her, I was a pageant girl a little bit later in my life. I started in high school, but because of the impact that it had on my life, I knew this was something that I wanted to do to give back to other girls and be able to help train them, encourage them, empower them, to be able to be ready for things that happen in life. And so I founded the Miss Charisma Scholarship Pageant the year that I opened up the category for the Little Miss. Kiara was my Little Miss Charisma. That was over 10 years ago. And it was just such an incredible consideration when we both decided to do a pageant together, me being, 25 years later, decided to compete with this seasoned little queen of mine. It just really forged our relationship and strengthened us along the way. So thank you. She helped me. She doesn't even know it, but she helped me during this journey, her and her incredible mom, who we're going to bring in the studio later, just to be able to really go within and really pull upon the strengths that were there that may have been a little bit dormant for a while, but they still were present. And so they helped in this particular journey. So I want to say that again publicly. Thank you.
And thank you, because you opened my eyes to a lot of things, especially like helping me throughout the process. You kind of helped. I was in a mental state, so you kind of helped to bring me out of it. So thank you for that.
I would have never known. It is my esteemed pleasure to help you in any way. Now, speaking of pageants, Kiara, how many pageants have you done?
Oh.
Because sis has been in the game for a while.
Yes, I started pageants, when I was like 6 years old. I have redone a few pageants, so I would say maybe,
they still count.
Yeah, maybe a little over 10.
Okay.
Maybe a little over 10, yeah.
Wow. And what is it that helped you or what kept your interest and wanted to continue to compete in pageants?
So, funny story. The main reason I got into them is because, when you walk into my house, there's a whole front room full of trophies.
Oh, wow.
Those are my mother's.
Oh!
From the time, I don't know, I forgot when she said she started pageants, but those trophies and those crowns that I was seeing, and then when she showed me you seen the little baton?
The scepter.
The scepters,
Mm-hmm.
Saw those, and I thought those are so cute. I was like, I want to do what mommy does.
Oh my gosh!
And I was a goal to get as many trophies as she did. Yeah. And now when you walk in, you see mine on, so we have a little we have like a little banister in our kitchen. You see mine up there, and I have some more in the garage as well.
Oh,
and
my
they're not all. I did not win every pageant. Obviously, it was the experience, the journey.
Absolutely.
But I did get opportunities to be able to have accomplishments throughout those pageants. So that was my main thing, because she didn't win every pageant. I didn't win every pageant, but we still got opportunities to accomplish something.
Yes. Now, did that push change throughout your journey? Because I know sometimes we can have an initial inspiration. We see something, oh, I want to do it because of that. But then as we start the journey, kind of independent of what that inspiration, if it's a person or a company or whatever that may be, it may change into something else. Did it change?
It definitely did. Probably when I was about 10 years old, maybe it definitely changed, and I was like, I'm not really doing this for her anymore, or for, you know, the fact that I wanted to get as many as her. I'm doing this for me because it was actually uplifting my confidence. It was helping me be a better person and to think more of others, as well as not putting myself on the back burner, but you know, still, you know, supporting both worlds and just being able to feel that, in a sense.
I love that, because, you know, pageantry can get a very negative rap. And I think those who have competed in any type of competition, whether it is pageantry, dance, fashion, you know, a lot of those kind of entertainment, artsy, different vocations, they come with that negativity. They come with jealousy, and which is rooted in a lot of times in low self-esteem. So you do have to really be grounded in who you are and your identity. You definitely have to have the continued support, the right people to be able to feed into you, to affirm you, and finding the right organizations as well. I know you and your mom work together a lot on making the decision. Okay, this is the pageant for you. We're not going to do this one. What are some of the generic types of areas or guidelines that you guys kind of go through for those who may be listening and saying, you know what, my little girl has been thinking about competing, or hey, I'm a seasoned woman and I'm actually considering getting into a pageant. I can speak to that later. What are some things that a person can be thinking about when considering?
Definitely the environment. Like going into the pageant process, you never want to feel that, oh, it's kind of a nagging experience, or oh, it's like I can't talk to those girls, or I can't be around these people. No, you want to feel invited. You want to feel inclusive. And definitely, this Miss Black Florida pageant definitely shaped my whole, it just blew my mind with how close all of us were. I miss them, honestly.
Aww.
So, and it's been like that with two of the pageants that I've done. And it's just one of those things that I definitely look for. Yeah.
And I think that can kind of be felt really at the inception of entry, right? Whenever you send in the application, kind of the way that the response is drafted. When you talk to the directors on the phone, you can kind of hear what kind of energy they're given. So even before you may say yes, before you send that entry feed, before you go to that, you know, required meeting, there are some indicators that can kind of let you know, oh, this feels good. This is a good fit. I would also add too that even as a contestant, you know, you coming with only the expectations to be your biggest competitor. Do you feel like that is something that has helped you in your success, where you're not looking, granted it is a competition, so we're not agreeing to the fact of that, but beyond knowing you're going to be competing with other people, you are bringing your whole self to this experience, and you can kind of control what outcome that may look like.
Yes, so definitely with that, I honestly see pageants like it's not really so much a competition, more of you're trying to kind of network and build a sisterhood with them. You're competing with yourself at the end of the day, because if you didn't put your all onto that stage, if you didn't one up your last experience, then you didn't try your best. You didn't, you know, compete to your fullest ability. And being able to uplift others to do that for themselves as well, that's what brings that sisterhood in too. So being able to balance that in the pageant world, yes, that's something that needs to happen.
I love that. And you are that kind of person, Kiara, that helps other girls and helps other women. And so I heard a quote not too long ago. They say, when you teach someone something that you know, you're learning it twice. So I feel like even when you're encouraging someone that you know, you're receiving that encouragement twice, because literally what you give, you reap that,
Yeah.
which has made you such a very professional pageant participant and someone that's able to just contribute beyond the pageant into the community, which is what you're doing. So tell us real quick about your organization that you founded.
Yeah, so HDHL stands for Happiness, Dreams, Hope, and Self-Love. So it actually started when I was 7 around the medicine bottles of hope, which was when I read about a book. I read in a book or in a newspaper about Ghana and how they were low on sanitary ways to contain medicine. I wanted to help with that, so I built that organization around, you know, helping them get medicine bottles to contain more medicine, and I got more people in my community around with me to help donate those medicine bottles. We cleaned them, we did everything, and then sent them over. And then Ballet Shoes of Dreams came with my childhood choreographer wanting to create a studio in Ghana, so I got studios that I used to dance for or still was dancing for give me old shoes that they that's still in good, you know, condition, but they just can't wear them no more.
Right.
And I sent those over with him in Ghana as well. And then Teddy Bears of Happiness came about with the Wilson's Children's Hospital. It came kind of from a personal story because I was once the little child in the hospital getting surgery for something. And I remember one of the nurses, I believe, gave me a little teddy bear that I still have to this day that comforted me through that entire surgery. I wanted to give that back as well, so I gave a lot of teddy bears to the Wilson's Children's Hospital. And then the self-love kind of put an end to it when I started high school, because I saw a lot of people in my community had a very low self-esteem. Yeah. Especially during 2020 when I was very close to a few of my friends, and I didn't realize that they were in the mental state that they were in. So I kept talking to them, checking up on them, giving them affirmations, and I was like, I like doing this, and I want to do that for more people. So me realizing what my entire organization was with those different things that I was doing, I said, let me combine this completely. Because I'm always bringing other people into my organization to help me, and I always wanted to uplift people, so I kind of smushed it together in a sense.
You know, I've known this girl for a bit, but you're blowing my mind right now because I see so many different opportunities to expand this, and we'll talk about this off air. And so many people that are online that's going to be watching this will have an opportunity to really help to move this initiative even further, because each one of these different categories, you're talking about dance and stuffies and, you know, things that are helping to bring some comfort to those who are in hospitals. Those types of initiatives, we don't hear about them as much as we used to, right? And to see a young person that is so passionate, so driven, and actively doing this is commendable. So we're going to make sure that we can do all that we can to really push this initiative forward. But we're going to take a quick little break. And like I do with all of my guests, I always ask, what are some inspirational songs? Because given all of the different titles that you hold, I'm sure it can get tiring and a bit frustrating too, depending on what it is that you're working to complete. And so you gave me a couple of songs, and I want us to talk about the one "Waging War" by CeCe Winans. Why is that a song that speaks to you?
So that song is very near and dear to me because it was one of the songs that I ever did first. I created my first combination to in the dance ministry. Okay. So with that, I always kind of dance that combination before every competition or before every task I have to do. In my mind, I kind of just like say, okay, you're not alone in this, and that's kind of what the song kind of talks about, because you're waging war with, you know, it's you and, you know, the Lord versus the problem, not, you know, you versus each other. So you're bringing them into that battle to finish that task and to not let it finish you.
Ooh, girl, you better say that. That was a word. You finish it, not it finish you. Yes. So enjoy. Okay, I gotta write that down. Enjoy this song, Waging War. Wasn't that good? You finishing the war, not if it. you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I don't know what she just said. What did you say, Tara? Tara, what you said?
I said, you asked her how many pageants. She said 10 pageants. I said 10.
I thought she said they're like 40.
She said 10.
How many did she done? More than 10, right? Because you did like
Oh,
4
really?
last year.
Yeah.
We might have you
I said
come
a little
in
more
and clean
over
up
10.
some of the stuff. Hey, baby.
I said a little over 10
had
because I couldn't
something to
think. I
say?
was like,
Yeah.
Kelly texted me because Kelly's listening her godmama. She was like, 10 pageants.
Because I'm like, that was 10 years ago we did Miss Charisma.
Oh, I found a picture. I gotta show it to you.
Now, was Miss Charisma your first pageant? That wasn't your first one.
Sunburst.
Sunburst.
Yeah, that was my first pageant.
That was the
So that
first.
was 2016.
That was 2016.
I think yours was my third. Might have been my
Yeah,
That's
I
the
yeah,
third one.
yeah. Okay. You finished the war. Not.
This is the first dance we ministered to at Shallow when I was at the dance ministry.
See, that's what she said. Is that where you guys attend?
That's what we will. That's what we wore.
Okay.
We're not there anymore.
Finished the war, not the war.
We kind of stopped after they like when they
All the changes
cut off,
was happening. Yeah.
when they cut off the dance ministry. We were still going, but then they started cutting off more things. I was like,
Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Dan. You've been faithfully watching. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
hi.
I know.
It came up. I said, oh, look at it. It came up.
Oh my! I love it. I
If you
love
post
it.
that tomorrow, I'm gonna cry.
Have to. I'm gonna post it.
Oh, yeah.
I will be posting it. It's a done deal.
I have 18 pictures that I posted.
Oh my gosh. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh, I love it. I'm so proud of you, girl. Wow. So we're going to talk about, kind of what your goal is during this title amongst the other ones. We'll talk, when we come back in, we'll talk about the pageants that you just did in the last 3 months, because you've done quite a few. And then what your mission is, or what your goal may be this year by way of your organizations, and that way we can kind of get some people to participate and help you push that forward. And then we're going to talk about you and mommy, kind of that relationship and some things that she's done to help you along the way. Talk about college, things that you're looking to accomplish, and yeah, keep flowing like we've been doing.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Okay.
You're doing great, and that happens whenever you're interviewing. You're thinking of information and be like, oh no, it was 15. Oh, it was 20. Yeah. And to your point, typically I will give the questions out. What I've done in the past, I'd give the questions out to the guests. But I've recognized that sometimes not having the questions is a good thing. Almost like when we go into our interview, you have an idea of why you're on the show. What you're so it's more natural and fluid, and not as like, oh, what did I say my answer was? So yeah, this is good. That was powerful what you said. That was good.
But yeah, that was okay. When I said Rocky this morning, that was last year.
Yeah.
That was the fight last year.
Yeah, and if you want, we can talk about that, because a lot of high school, seniors, and juniors to be seniors, you do find yourself, especially in the days that we live in, placing unnecessary pressure on yourself, to perform, to obtain, to do, what's not necessary in that season. Like nobody's over your head saying you gotta do this. Like I checked myself when it came to doing a lot of posting and all these things that you just feel like, oh, I didn't post today. When it is, I was like, but who is telling you you have to do this? And what, it could make a difference by way of opportunity, but that's what God is for.
Yeah.
He's much bigger, than social media or, me showing up at a certain event, whatever's for me. God has a way of finding me and using the person to get it. So that helps to lift up some of that pressure that we place on ourselves, that society, kind of places. So we can talk a little bit about that too.
Okay. I know mine was mainly rooted in the fact that I was placed into a position as an auxiliary captain, and they didn't really know what they wanted with that, so they were putting all of that pressure on me. I was getting 2 different voices and 2 different assignments, and it was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then they didn't want me to overpower, one of the things, but I was actually over them. Like I'm like flag and dance, that's in auxiliary. So if I'm the auxiliary captain and I have a flag captain and a dance captain, but I'm also a dancer, yes, we switch hats and we simultaneously work. We had a system, y'all just didn't like it. So yeah, that was that.
And that was Waging War by CC Winans. Hey, that's a song. I love how Akira said this was the song that she would play before she was going to have to step into a position of leadership, when she was going to have to tackle a goal. Just a great reminder to know that she was not stepping into it alone, and that she was going to overtake the war, and it was not going to overtake her. Come on, somebody. That was good. I'm taking that for myself. If you're just now tuning in, you are listening to the In the Know radio show with your girl, Michellita Taylor, that airs every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the Victory Station. And we're continuing the conversation with the reigning Miss Black Florida Talented Teen USA. I think I'm saying the order a little bit off, but you know what I mean, sis. 2025, Miss Tera Gates, who is doing all the incredible things in the community beyond the title, just as a senior in high school at the Andrew Jackson High School, where she is on the dance team. She's in band. She has a community service organization. She's a supervisor for the Jaguars concession stands. She's a dance teacher. And more and more and more after that, I'm sure. But we got a nice little correction during the break where mommy came in to say, 10 pageants? No. It was more than that. And I do recall she's probably upwards of about 40 pageants, guys. 40 pageants. That's a lot of dresses. That's a lot of makeup. That's a lot of, hi, my name is. It's at the beginning of the competition. So kudos to you. And speaking of mom, because we all know there is no way you could have gone through all of these events and had these experiences without the person who was modeling this for you, your mom. So shout out to Miss Tera Gates, who will join us towards the end of our show today. And so I just want to know really quickly, how has the dynamic of you all's relationship helped to shape the success of your pageant life?
So what's crazy is that she has not only been mom for me, she has been mentor, dance teacher, kind of like, I don't want to say officer, but kind of like the protector. Yeah. Yes, the protector of that. I like that word. Yeah. And the one that always tells me and gets me back into my right mind. So with, me going into pageants, and she was, for it, and my support system, she would tell me things that she used to do and give me, that foundation, and then let me also kind of play around with it to where it's, my own, it's for me. So through the journey of our pageant process, and her, still being my support, but letting me have, my little comfort zone of being able to just be me. Yeah. It's been fun and it's been amazing, and I would definitely do it if I, years prior I ever have a daughter of my own, and if she wants to get into it, I would definitely piggyback off of whatever my mom did for me.
Now, is your mama a pageant mom? Because they have all those reality shows out there where the moms are reliving their lives through their daughters, and it can become a bit much. Would you say that your mom was like an overbearing pageant mom, or she was that pageant mom that knew when, okay, it's time for me just to go into the other room, and I know Akira is going to be just fine?
Oh, not at all. Not even when I was starting, honestly. Because when I was starting, she, in practice, obviously, she would be like, okay, make sure you remember this. We would always have my practices. We would drill them into me. But as soon as it was time for the pageant process, she said, okay, have fun, leave it on the stage. And when she would drop me off to my practices for, the pageant, during, like, when we leave the hotel, she'd be like, okay, call me when you need me. I'm gonna go ahead and go do my own things so you can have your fun. So that was the great thing about it. She was very she knew when to be, you know, there and when to kind of step back.
Kind of that direct support and indirect support.
Yes.
Either way, you know that she was supporting you.
Yes.
Period. You felt that comfort and that security.
Yes, and she would always ask me, like, how was it, or if it was good, and if I was confused about something, she would, you know, reassure me of who I am and myself and everything, you know, along with that.
What would you say are some of the negatives, if any, of pageantry?
The only negative, it's crazy because the only negative that can be in pageants is just how you take it. Because you can if you can take, you know, the criticism, if you can take the ups and downs of pageantry, then it's going to be a negative experience for you. But if you know how to take that criticism, if you know how to still keep you, you know, intact, and how to still apply yourself and be yourself around those other people, and know that, oh, if she doesn't like me, that's fine. It's okay. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated.
Right.
You know, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be very positive for you.
Yes. I think for me, the only negative, which is kind of echoing what you say. I mean, you as the participant, the competitor, again, that is that area that you can't control. But what does make for that pleasant experience is the directorship. And so you may have seen where you've gone into a system or program, and just from off bat, you know that the director has favorites, or they're just a little bit too curt when it comes to certain, you know, contestants that are in the pageant, or even though they present themselves as to be experienced in a certain area, you can see those flaws coming up, and there's no type of remorse or any type of, you know, apology for those types of errors, which can kind of, you know, impact you too, and when it comes time for you to perform. But yeah, overall, I think it's such a great experience. So Kira, so there may be some girls that are listening right now who've never done a pageant, or they did, and they did have that bad experience, but there's still something in them. They're like, I kind of want to try it, but I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I should. What's some encouragement that you can give to them?
Every new opportunity that comes to you is different. So if you do see like, oh, you know, my first time doing this pageant, it was a bad experience. I don't think I want to do it again. But something else pops up and you're like, I kind of want to, but what about this other experience? That's your time to say, hey, forget about that past experience. Let's jump into a new opportunity.
That's good.
And it'll let you, you know, actually experience and actually take heed to those lessons that you learned from that pageant, to say, hey, do I still want to go through with this one? But if it's a good feeling throughout the entire pageant, then you found the pageant for you.
That's awesome. I love that. And it really translates over into the real world, because one thing that really resonated with me when it came to pageantry, all of the different aspects, they really do prepare you for the different aspects in your life. The interview for the job, the modeling for your own self-esteem, your personal development and appearance, the talent. Again, you being able to give back to the community, and of course your platform. What services are you giving back to the community? So to your point, when you go into a different system, there is a new opportunity for you to be able to explore a different aspect of you in preparation for the real world outside of that, you know, one event. You mentioned off air that last year during your pageant whirlwind, and how many pageants have you done, by the way, the last couple of months?
In the last couple of months, probably four,
5.
five.
See, you know that number 10 was wrong, because in 3 months ago, she's already done 4, so we know. It wasn't just the 10. So 4 pageants in the last 3 to 4 months. That's a lot. You mentioned last year, which, you know, kind of bears witness to all the different entities that you were involved in. It was a little bit rocky, but yet you were still able, or you pushed yourself through all of those different responsibilities that you had. How were you able to do that?
So,
and she's, again, guys, a junior. She was a junior then, and now she's a senior.
Yes.
So you will be an adult in a couple of hours. She'll be 18 tomorrow, but you still a child doing all of this. Tell us, how did you handle that?
So last year, making it into where it's not last school year, but last
Yeah,
year.
we get it.
2024, the start of that year was Let Go, Let God. So with the start of last school year being the junior year and me being put into a leadership position that honestly wasn't ready to be formed yet, in my opinion, it put a lot on me. It took a toll on my mental health. It definitely made me lose myself just a little bit. I had people in my life, like my best friend, love her.
Shout out to the bestie.
Yes. She helped me redirect myself, and it was amazing to me being able to see her get closer to God as well in that journey of helping me. So I guess whatever was speaking out to her, she always lifted to me as well. So she was helping me with that. I do have a boyfriend.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right, continue.
But
I wasn't ready for that, yeah.
But he is rooted in spirit, and he is one of those people that actually uplifts you. And he was in leadership as well with me, so he was helping me, navigate through that, and being able to tell me at the beginning of last year to say, "Hey, let go and let God." I took it literally, and everything that wasn't for me, I let it be.
Good. So, and I can't help but think about one of the other songs that you gave me, which was "Speak the Name." You said that you were able to really echo that with your friends, even during your hardship, your times of rockiness. You knew that the name, and we know what name we're talking about, Jesus, holds all the power and holds all the clarity, holds all the support that we need when we're going through those dark spaces and we're going through those times of uncertainty. He clears the pathway. He clears our vision. He opens up those doors and closes even the doors that we don't need, that are causing that rockiness to happen in our lives. So we're going to go ahead and listen to your next song by Corinne Hawthorne, "Speak the Name."
Yeah.
Yay! That was good. Boyfriend. Okay. And I've not met him. I'm confused.
You actually...
Or have I?
No, not yet. Not formally, but yeah. You wouldn't see his face. I'm gonna show a better picture. Cause he is...
He go to Jackson, or is he...
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes to Jackson. He's the captain of the horns.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a trumpet player. He wants to go to JSU.
Okay. So that's where you got accepted also? Okay. Hey, Kiana.
Hi.
Hey, Tam. Oh, man.
That's him.
Okay.
That was our fair date that we took in November.
I have to meet this young man. I'm gonna go ahead and let Mom come in.
Yeah.
Time is going by so quickly. So let me have her.
She only have 20 minutes.
Tara. Y'all ready?
I love this dance.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna bring that shit from you, yeah.
We actually also danced to this at my studio too.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Come right here, Mila. We bringing in everybody, y'all. Oh wait, let's say hey to everybody. Mila, say hi. Look right there. Say hi.
Hi.
It's mommy daughters right now. Mommy daughters right now. So we just gonna talk about the dynamic. We can even talk about real quickly, adult pageantry, because obviously, there's a lot of women that benefit from this program, hence why we, did it also. And we can just kind of speak to that, and then, you know, just kind of what we've been doing. Just kind of flow. Here's another. You. Mila's just gonna have to be mad. Sorry, Mila.
It's okay.
Oh, she's so sweet. Did y'all hear that? She said it's okay.
It's okay.
She's unbothered, unmoved. Okay.
It says on the thing that you have to go up into the mic and speak. Definitely, okay.
Okay, and then
Oh,
I low-key want to take a picture.
you got some power. These are some powerful songs. They heavy. Good ones.
Look at my pictures.
Look at the picture.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, she wrote it down. What I said the first time with the what did I say? You repeating it, I don't want to teach you. That thing, yeah.
Jesus.
I want a phone.
Oh boy. Told you. We'll get you some, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And that was Speak the Name by Corinne Hawthorne. Ooh, that name changes everything. If you need to speak that name, I just encourage you to speak the name Jesus. Jesus. Come on, say it. Jesus. Jesus. Changes everything. Oh my goodness. Again, if you're just now tuning in, you are listening to the In the Know radio show with your girl, Michellita Taylor. I have here in the studio, live with me, the reigning Miss Black Florida talented teen, USA 2025, Miss Tera Gates. And now joining us is her incredible mommy, Miss Tera. Tell the people hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, she know about that, Mike. And I also have a little guest in the studio. Her name is Mila. Mila, say hi.
Hi.
Oh, that's Mila, y'all. Mila is with us. We'll interview her another day, okay? But listen, before the break, Kiara was telling us about the season of rockiness that she just experienced last year. Man, and if you've been listening to the show, you know that her plate, not really as full. It's kind of overflowing. But she's going to learn how to make room on that plate as she's going to be transitioning into being a college student. Oh, my goodness. Mom. Now, I didn't bring tissue in here because it's kind of a big day for Mom. Because, wow, during this time, almost 18 years ago, I know you remember it. Oh, I see it, guys. The eyes are swelling. This time, about 18 years ago, she was preparing to bring this jewel into the world. And, wow, we get to celebrate her tomorrow as she turns 18. How are you feeling, Mom?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet.
Right.
Like, it's like I've done a good job at raising her. I know I've given her all the jewels that she's need to grow as an adult. But then it's also my baby because she's my only baby. But as all moms always say, you will always be my baby.
Always.
And even that you're going to be 18, you know, you can I'm always a phone call away.
I love that. I have my little one in the studio, you guys. This is a smidgen of double tasking here, but you're right. She will always be your baby. You've done well. That is where that piece can be magnified as you see her go into the world, as she continues to prepare to go off to college, and all the experience that she's already gained during these years, Tera. I mean, is incredible.
Yes. I know when I was a child, my mom gave me a lot of experiences too.
Yeah.
So I knew as a mother that I had to do the same for my child.
Yeah.
Being that, I mean, she's done a lot from the time that she was 3 years old, starting dance class. We've even drove all the way from Jacksonville to Reno, Nevada.
Wow.
To compete in the pageant. It was a 3-day trip. The experience.
How old was she?
I think you were 9, probably 9, turning 10.
Wow.
She was with one of her friends, one of my pageant girls, Taylor Baines. And I mean, we had that was a trip.
Experience.
That was a trip. I mean, we stopped at rest stops. I mean, you had the movies, you know, where they stop at rest stops and they take a nap and sleep at the hotels and stuff like that. We did all of that, and that was a great experience for us. It was a 10-day process, but in the end, it was an experience that I know that she can talk about forever.
Oh my goodness, I love that, creating those memories, and you guys' bond is so special. Again, with not just her being your only, child, being your only girl at that, but the fact that the legacy that you actually started in pageantry, kind of passed it down to her, and how it's impacting the community is a big deal. So kudos to you, Mom. Kudos to you for your consistency, your commitment to her, the sacrifice. We're not even going to talk about that, because as we know, pageantry is not cheap. Okay?
No,
you can spend as much as you want kind of on pageantry, so there is a little bit of a balance there, but still the time that's necessary, the paperwork, the photos, the rehearsals. I mean, again, just keeping her spirits up and supported, keeping her rested, keeping her healthy.
Yes.
How did you maintain that?
Vitamins.
Yeah.
We take our vitamins. I make sure that she does have her daily vitamins. And she's not a big eater, and she never has been.
Really? So that doesn't change?
No, that does not change.
Listen, y'all, I have a 3-year-old. She is the pickiest eater. She'll ask for one thing, and then, I don't want that, Mommy. Or, no, thank you, Mommy. I don't want it anymore. So you mean to tell me at 18 it continues?
If I can be honest, I don't think Akira started eating meat till she probably was in middle school, officially.
Wow. She
will only, chicken nuggets, if we want to consider that.
Okay.
Chicken nuggets, but, her palate was very odd.
Wow.
And it still is, because she likes what she likes.
Yeah.
And, sometimes it's not all good, but, we have to...
We modify.
Right.
Yeah, as long as she's getting into her body.
Yes.
She's maintaining that good health. And that's what I have to remind myself. She's maintaining health. She's healthy. She's happy. She knows how to tell you when she's hungry.
Yes.
And you just kind of get on with it after that. Well, listen, how would you say the mother-daughter relationship that you guys have formed has contributed to Akira's personal growth into now womanhood?
Wow. I see a lot of me in Akira, and then I see a lot of her auntie. We will always say that we have this, that I have this child for my sister, because she acts just like my sister when it comes to certain aspects, just molding her into that young adult, knowing that we have some of the same characteristics, knowing how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I have old school parents. I had old school parents. So, a lot of stuff that I couldn't say back, I allowed her to. I know with this generation that we have to allow them to speak their minds, and speak what they're feeling, because sometimes they just think that we're not listening.
Right.
And I think that's what has grown our relationship, is that we listen to each other.
Yeah.
I have her tell me how she's feeling. Even when I fuss at her, because I fuss at her. But when I fuss at her, I also go back around and be like, do you understand why?
Yeah.
And what I was trying to tell you, and which way I was trying to tell you to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes she does, and sometimes she doesn't. And that's when we have that open conversation to talk about it. And I think that's, to me, communication has what grown our relationship to what it is, because we listen to each other.
My favorite quote is, frustration ends where communication begins.
That is so true.
And so many times we think communication has been obtained because there's been an exchange of words, which is not true at all. I mean, just because you say something to someone, doesn't mean communication. The initial reason for those words being exchanged, being accomplished, and that listening component is so key.
Important.
And letting her have that voice to be able to articulate what she's feeling outside of your directive. And that's definitely a shift. Like you said, the old school parents, you know, I see that residue on me as a new mom still, and I do catch myself because it's like, but why aren't you allowing that space for them to communicate and express how they feel when they're a part of this relationship too?
Yes. That is the main thing, you know. And even, you know, some of her friends, they're allowed to come in my house and they'll talk to me like, can you talk to my mom about this? And, you know, and I love that age group. It's something I have with that middle school to teen age group. That has always have been my ministry. That is my ministry, because middle school has always been the throwaways.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're just trying to find themselves.
Figuring it out.
They think they know, and they really don't know. So it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I love that, you know, being able to have that relationship with her friends too.
And I love that, because I'm sure that her friends are able to go home and, you know, given that the relationship has that room for openness and growth with their moms, they're able to kind of articulate the experience they had with you in an effort to maybe sow a seed on how their relationship with their own mom can blossom. And speaking of moms and just adult women, Kiera and I have been talking about her pageant experience as a teen, whereas you, again, were her motivation as a pageant participant, not just as a young girl, but as a woman. You yourself, I reached out to you about pageantry because this is something you did. Why do you feel like it's even valuable that adult women would get into the pageant scene?
I think as an adult, honestly, I had a message. Because, you know, when I was a child doing pageantry, my mom didn't make me do it, but it was something she started me into it.
Yeah.
So I just enjoyed it. It gave me a lot of experience. It always prepared me for interviews, for jobs, and just connection with people, being able to talk to people, to walk in a room and just know that my presence is there. So as an adult, I was a message.
Yeah.
I had to give a message that, you know, we can still be beautiful. We can still, you know, have fun and enjoy it, and also be able to help the younger generation to know that it's okay to express who you are.
Yeah.
So.
And it's never too late to keep learning too.
Yes.
I feel like pageantry helps you to learn a different aspect of yourself. Like Kiera said, another opportunity to meet other girls or women, to form a sisterhood, because we are still here. So there is still more for us to do, another level of evolving as women in our community, and to see other opportunities that we can contribute and become role models. So those that say, hey, in your 40s, you're doing a pageant? What do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're still here. We still have opportunities and work and contributions that we can make as well. But thank you for your example. Thank you for all the things that you've done, and your daughter, and the light that she's now able to be in our community. And our time is going so quickly, but I want to make sure that we get this special song played before the show ends. So we're going to have this special song for our precious, soon-to-be 18-year-old on tomorrow, who's here on this special day, the 11th. Man, we're going to talk about that 11 in a minute, but let's go hear this special song. Happy birthday, Akira. All the things. Go ahead and put your crown on. And I'm gonna let y'all step on out. Okay. And we'll end with you gonna go out with TT?
Yeah.
Go out with TT. Do you need to go potty? No? Okay.
Yes.
You need to go. I think you probably
You need to go potty again? Okay.
Oh, she's gone already.
Yeah.
Go with TT. See you in a minute, okay?
It's crazy the way I have to get it out of here, because I'm still looking for a new crown case.
I thought you had the one like mine.
Which one?
This one. This is the one your mom had sent me.
Oh yeah, guess what? It broke.
I had to send the first one back that I got.
The whole thing
Shattered.
Yes.
And you have to be delicate. Crown boxes, girls. Look at this.
That's beautiful. And that's honestly how I used to have mine. Yes, because I
With
had
both of them in there.
Yeah, because I had the what's it called? It's like a red velvet type thing.
So when we get back, we'll talk about what events you have coming up. Where can people find you? How can they keep up with you and support you and your community initiatives? And then, an hour, it goes by so fast. Let's see. So you know what? Maybe put the headphones on first, just to see if there's a way to put the headphones on with the crown, because that coordination could be a little bit funky.
That's what I was gonna see. I was like, hold up.
Oh, you know what? You can just have it out. We'll just sit it there. Yeah, that way it's not so much movement going on. But yeah, as soon as we hop on, because it'll be quick. Thank you so much for joining us. How can people keep in contact with you? What do you have coming up?
Okay.
So hi, Nicole.
I do know I'm doing.
Thanks,
I guess I can mention that I'm dancing in the MLK parade for my very last year, and then my organization, me representing Black Florida in a Valentine's Day showcase that's coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't say those.
Share all those. Just run it.
Okay.
Run it.
Oh yeah, I just realized that you have your ring light.
That what?
I just realized you have your ring light.
You know what? And I would bring this. I need to get another one. I would bring it literally just for the tripod. Last week was the first time I brought it on, and I forget to turn it on because I'm not used to having it up there. But to move this, that's the only one because it's like it blocks.
Back.
I'll hold it.
Now you gotta hold
Sorry, y'all didn't see my girl. Forgot how long the song was.
Oh, but we are going to Wasabi at 7 if you are available.
Tomorrow? Okay, we'll try to stop by.
Because I was like, because we can have the whole table. That's the good thing. And I know they're going to do a little choo-choo type thing. That's really funny.
Look how long that song was. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Akira. How can the people keep up with you and the things that you have going on?
Definitely through Instagram, social media. You can find me where my name is Akira Gates, A''K-E-R-A. Sorry, Gates, G-A-T-E-S. I can't speak. But on there, and as well on Facebook, it's through my mom, Tera Gates, and being able to still be with me in that way.
Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, Kira, for being here on the show with us. And you can see both of us. We'll both be in the MLK parade that's happening next week. So we hope to see you all there. But thank you for tuning into the In the Know radio show that airs every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the Victory Station. And we will see and hear you all next Saturday. Have an incredible day.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yay, thank you, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Listen, I'm going to put information about Akira's organizations, ways that you guys can contribute and help her to push her initiatives. She has so many great things and great opportunities to be able to give back to our local community and beyond. So stay tuned to that. Thank you guys for your support. We'll see you next week. Bye.
This is the place to be. Turn your radio station to Victory. But the Spirit of the Lord is liberty. Tune in to the station that set you free. We going up right now. Please tune in. Don't touch that dial. We so blessed and you want to know how. Not talking. We just living out loud.